semuanya,
ketemu lagi sama aku Diva dan
Maruf.
kita mau langsung aja ngebahas video terakhir, lebih kayak pengalaman dia diterima sama ditolak kerja sih. You of course because you have applied to many jobs, right? So of course you don't only experience acceptance but also rejections. How is it for you usually? How do they inform you? Do they tell you when you got rejected?
Usually 99% of times if you don't hear anything from them, you are rejected. So two examples. One example, I went to an institute and interview and demo, everything was done, and they said, okay, we'll contact you, we'll let you know. And done. Like, if you don't hear back from them, even though they said so, it means you are rejected. Most of the times the statement is, we'll let you know, but if you don't hear back from them, it's done. So I remember I went to an institute once and they said, like, if you hear from us in 1 week, it means you are accepted, but if you don't, it means we have proceeded with another more suitable candidate. But there is another example too. One interview of mine went very well, very well, and they were really impressed too. But considering our situation and your situation as a foreign expat right now, we would like to proceed with somebody else, but we were really impressed by your interview and skills to answer different questions.
It's not that you always get information all the time that you get rejected.
No.
When you did hear from them, like your example, so what are the reasons usually, like recurring reasons for you to be rejected?
They never reveal their reasons. Most of the times the answers are very diplomatic. More suitable candidate, things like that, right?
How does rejection affect your job employment process?
Yeah, every time we get a rejection, I got a rejection, it prompted me to think what went wrong on my part. And each time I would rethink about my answers, about the content of my answers during the interviews, about my CV. So each rejection led me to improve my CV, revisit my CV, and see if there are any gaps there that make interviewers question my CV. The next time I would interview another employer, it would be better than before because I thought about it and I revised.
Now, getting accepted, when you got to know that you got accepted, how did they inform you?
Acceptance is always informed via email. This happened to me. They always informed me via email. A very nice message like congratulations, and then they send you the contract and everything. We wish you have a long career with us, things like that. Very general, very nice message, email.
Okay, so usually when you get accepted like that, what instruction do they tell you afterwards, after getting accepted?
After getting accepted, it's usually the salary. Like, okay, we would like you to accept, and this was your salary expectations, but we can offer this much. Do you wish to proceed with it? If so, please sign the contract below, read and sign it.
For formal work or formal jobs, foreigners like you need work permit, right? Why are you looking at me like that?
Yeah, I'm looking at you there, okay.
Did the employers explain to you about how to obtain the work permit?
So after everything is clear, you are fine with the salary and you have signed the contract and everything. Now the next part for the employers was, because I'm a foreign expat here, to go with the hiring process legally, which usually leads to work permit and stuff. And for that, the legal team of that particular institute approaches you. So they ask you like, okay, we have accepted you and everything, the HR is done with it. From now on, it will be a legal department contacting you and guiding you about the work permit process. They did so, as I just explained, and then it's very simple. The legal team, when they contact you, they tell you the number of documents very clearly that we'll apply for it. You don't need to do anything. Just that please send us the electronic copy of all these documents via email. I send them and they apply for my work permit, and then finally it's done.
Okay. Are you being asked to pay for maybe like work permit or kitas or anything, any money involved so far?
Well, it's the responsibility basically of the institute that would like to hire you to also bear the cost of each and every expense that comes throughout the process. But that's not the case always. Ideally, it should be like this. So this was the situation. This is how it usually goes. But there are moments where they do kind of, if it's a low budget institute, they make it clear to you that we would like to hire you, but you bear the cost of your work permit, and it's on you basically. You have to do everything about it. But I personally never felt it. I know this from some friends that this is how they were. This is what they heard from the institute.
Were the terms that you finally got offered, were they the same as what were discussed during interview?
Whatever they say in the interview, if they have any change of mind, which differs from what they said in the interview, it's already later communicated to you via email until you reach the agreement with them, and then you finally sign the contract.
Because when you get accepted, you got the contract, you got the letter of offer, right? Do you think, for example, if I don't agree with this salary, do you think you can still negotiate?
There have been cases where the employee can negotiate. They offer you a certain amount, and they already took your interview, you're cleared, you are ready for acceptance, but the salary is the only thing. So they offer you. And after selection, that's the major thing to talk about basically. They offer you a certain amount. I have this experience, also some friends of mine, where they tried to negotiate and they were successful in making them accept what they would like them to accept, the particular amount. But I have other friends who do not negotiate, and they start negotiating only when they have at least 1 year of experience, or a couple of years of experience with the institute. And those friends of mine who were able to negotiate with the employers, they also, because they worked with them, and the employers want to renew their contract, and when the next contract is about to be signed, they negotiate. I would like to be with you this time again, because you want to take me again like last year, but this time my condition is this. So some recommend not to negotiate in the beginning, especially if you have less experience, while others have been successful in making them accept because they have had experience with them already and they want to accept them too.
What about you? What do you think if it's your first time?
I think with less experience, no, don't negotiate. With more experience, do negotiate. Because by the time you have some experience, it means you already have worked in some institutes, and probably you have more than one opportunities on your way. But if you have less experience, it's difficult to get a job for the first time. So ease them to take you in, and ease yourself not to live freely, so that later on you can expect more and ask for more.
Can you share about maybe the experiences of your friends or anyone that you know regarding work permit? What cases usually people's work permit got rejected?
Yeah, there is this notion that keeps on going in Indonesia about foreign workers, that especially if you like to apply as an English teacher here, so only people from the big 6 countries can apply, which are the native big 6 countries: UK, Canada, America, and so on. So the native English speakers are only eligible to apply as official English teachers in Indonesia because they are natives, right? This notion has been going on, but from our experience, of course, this didn't happen like this with us, alhamdulillah. So even I'm from Pakistan, so I was able to get my work permit officially without any problem. So this notion turns out to be false in our case, but there have been other instances where in cases of rejections, I've heard that the reason is not your nationality, it's been something else. I've heard from one of my friends example that his work permit was rejected, and the reason was at that time Pakistani government was facing some issues with internationally, with its international reputation and stuff. So the Indonesian government, because some Pakistanis also did some things here, they banned Pakistani citizens from working here. So at that time, my friends kept applying, but his continuously for 2 years his work permit was rejected. But after 2 years, when the ban was uplifted, he could apply again. So at times of rejections, it's difficult to say what is the reason, but from our experience, nationality is not the case if everything is fine. But if there is something else that's wrong regarding bans and governmental and national and international issues in terms of students living here and maybe doing some committing some crimes, that could be the case too, and any other that we may not be aware of too.
What assumptions did you have about job hunting in Indonesia, and how did it really compare? Maybe you had assumptions before, and now that you experience it, how is it different from your assumption?
If you just living in Pakistan or came to Indonesia as a student, and all of a sudden during your studies or at any time, irrespective of your presence anywhere, if you look at the job market in Indonesia, as an English teacher specifically, and you go to LinkedIn, you go to all these job applications like Glassdoor and Job Street, you might think, like I thought, that yeah, there are many jobs and it's easy, like it's easy. Even if it's difficult, I'll keep applying and I'll get one. That's true, but during that phase, it takes a long time, because many times what happens is this HR department, they just post jobs to do their job. Only they post jobs on these platforms just so that they can show that they are doing their job. When actually, formality, when actually either that job is not there at all, or it's already been taken by someone because of the network or reference. But one thing is for sure, with continuous trying efforts, there is something there. But if you don't try at all, there is nothing.
What are your hopes or expectations moving forward?
The expectations is, like, the biggest expectation is the environment that you're working. It's not racist. It's it values work more than anything else, and you expect to professionally grow and as well as financially grow.
Thank you so much for sharing.
You're most welcome.
Okay guys, thank you so much for watching. We will see you again next time. Bye bye.
Bye bye.